Hello everyone. So for today, we will be discussing how to find the nth term of a sequence. I am Mr. Jaylord T. Bartolome, a licensed professional teacher, a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics, batch 2016 at Philippine Normal University, North Luzon Campus, Aurora Alicia Isabela. Now, what is a number sequence? When we're talking about number sequence, this is a list of numbers having a first number, a second number, a third number, and so on, called the terms of a sequence. There are two types of a sequence. We have the finite sequence and the infinite sequence. When we are talking about the finite sequence, it is a sequence having a finite number of terms, while infinite sequence, this is a sequence having an infinite number of terms. Let's have an example. Let us find the next two terms of each sequence. We have the first sequence, sequence 4, 7, 10, and 13, and the second one, which is 7, 14, 28, and 56. Let's have the first one. Now, looking at this sequence, we have 4, 7, 10, and 13. Let us try to look into the pattern by simply subtracting the first term from the second term from the third term from the fourth term. Now, subtracting 4 from 7 will give us 3. Subtracting 7 from 10 will give us 3, and subtracting 10 from 13 will give us also 3. Therefore, we have 3 as the common difference of the term. Now, let's try to find for the fifth term. In finding for the fifth term, we need to get the fourth term and add the common difference. So the fifth term will be the fourth term plus the common difference, which is 3, will give you 16. And the sixth term, 16, which is the fifth term, plus the common difference, which is 3, will give you 19. Therefore, we obtained the fifth term and the sixth term of the given sequence. Let's have the second example. We have 7, 14, 28, and 56. Now let's look at the pattern. We can see here that if we subtract 7 from 14, will give us 7. If we subtract 14 from 28, will give us 14. And if we subtract 28 from 56, will give us 28. So the first example is not applicable with this type of example. Now, what is the pattern? The pattern is the term is multiplied by 2. So 7 times 2 will give you 14. 14 times 2 will give you 28. And 28 times 2 will give you 56. Now, let us get the fifth term by simply multiplying the fourth term by 2. That is 56, which is the fourth term, times 2 will give you 112. And the sixth term, fifth term, which is 112 times 2 will give you 224. Now, let's have the third example. List all the indicated terms of each finite sequence. We have a sub n is equal to 2n squared minus 1, for the values of n which is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 5, and a sub n is equal to 1 over n plus 1 for the values of n which is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 4. Let's have the first one. We are going to subtract, or to substitute the values of n to the given equation. Now, what are the values of n? That is between 1 to 5. So, we are going to substitute that in the given equation, 2n squared minus 1. So, let's do the first one. 2 times 1 squared minus 1 is equal to 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Substituting the value of n, which is 2, to the given equation will give you 2 times 2 squared minus 1 is equal to 7. And substituting 3, we have 3 squared is 9 times 2 is 18 minus 1 is equal to 17. 4 squared times 2 is equal to 32 minus 1, which is equal to 31. And lastly, 5 squared is equal to 25 times 2 is 50 minus 1 is equal to 49. Therefore, the 5 terms of the sequence are 1, 7, 17, 31, and 49. How about the second one? We have a sub n is equal to 1 over n plus 1 for the values of n which is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 4. Now we have a sub 1 is equal to 1 over 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Then we have a sub 2 is equal to 1 over 2 plus 1 is equal to 1/3. Then a sub 3 is equal to 1 over 3 plus 1 is equal to 1/4. And last one, a sub 4 is equal to 1 over 4 plus 1 is equal to 1/5. Therefore, the 4 terms of the sequence are 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, and 1/5. Now, let's have the third set of example. Let us find for the 7th term and the 10th term of the sequence whose nth term is given with the function or with the equation a sub n is equal to 1 over the quantity n plus 1 multiply it to the quantity n plus 3. Let's have first the 7th term. Now let us substitute n by 7. So we have a sub 7 is equal to 1 over 7 plus 1 times 7 plus 3 will give us 1 over 7 plus 1 will give us 8, and 7 plus 3 will give us 10. And multiplying the denominator, that will give you a sub 7 is equal to 1 over 80. How about if we have asked for the 10th term? Using the same formula or the same equation, let us substitute the value of n by 10. That is, a sub 10 is equal to 1 over 10 plus 1, multiply it by the quantity 10 plus 3. That is, 10 plus 1 will give you 11, and 10 plus 3 will give you 13. Multiplying the denominator, 11 plus 13, that will give you a sub 10, which is equal to 1 over 143. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for other videos. Thank you.